welcome to this, and this will be a video by me. Been about a week. Wasn't able to do a final resolution review, so I'm going to talk about that. Going to talk about some other things. So we'll just kind of go over final resolution. I'm sure most of you either watched it or know what happened or all of that. So I'll just kind of go over it. Thought it was a great pay-per-view myself. Started out good. The middle of it was not so good, but ended up great, and that's good enough for me, so I'm willing to give it an 8. Thought the tag match was good, though I will say I thought the Motor City Machine Guns probably should have gone over. The fans seemed ready for it. The fans seemed to want them to go over, and we didn't get it. And, of course, well, I'll get into that. The Young Bucks are now in TNA as well now, and it's going to be strange to see how they're going to have basically two similar teams in the Motor City Machine Guns and the Young Bucks together. I guess they'll feud against different guys. I don't know. We'll see. Then we had, remember when, the Knockouts division was good? Yeah, me too. Tara versus ODB, I would say maybe okay. Definitely, I thought this would be better than it was. The ending kind of came out of nowhere. It was kind of flat. Then with the Feast or Fired, does anyone like this match? Really? Does anyone like this match? And particularly coming out of it, what did we get? We got Kevin Nash winning as soon as I found out, by the way, that he won the tag team belts, I was like, oh my God, they're going to bring in Scott Hall. Guess what? They're bringing in Scott Hall. Beautiful, let me tell you. So that's happened. Let's see. Samoa Joe won the heavyweight title. That seems kind of a pointless to me. Why wouldn't you have a guy that has not got a chance, have him win it, kind of how the WWE... This is supposed to be kind of a takeoff on, Money in the Bank anyway, so why not use it like that? Rob Terry won the X Division title shot, which, anyone that's watched all my videos know that Truthslayer should be happy about this, because he always bitches about the fact that, a non-X Division guy should win the title, yes, but it shouldn't be Rob Terry. I'm sorry, but that's beside the point. Let's see, what are we leaving out? I guess the Fired case, which of course was Sheik Abdul, and he of course is gone, which is kind of strange. Not sure why he left, but apparently he's gone. He's one of the few. I thought he was a good fit in the X Division because he did wrestle different. He wrestled a bit more slow. And was a very good heel for the X Division instead of just having a bunch of guys that did moves that everyone cheered for. So, but anyways, sure I'm leaving something out. Then we had the elimination match, which was kind of a mess. Matt Morgan, Hernandez, the Pope, Suicide, taking on Team 3D, Rhino, and Jesse Neal. Yeah, this was just kind of a mess. Started out a mess. I'm not going to go off on the chair shot that a lot of people have been holier than thou about, but I will say this. If you're going to do a chair shot, why do that chair shot? A chair shot like that should really be saved to mean something and not just a throwaway in the middle of a match. But this match was a mess, in my opinion. We had Bobby Lashley versus Scott Steiner, which maybe would have been better. It looked like Scott Steiner kind of hurt himself. It was still okay. I don't know why Bobby Lashley's still in TNA. It boggles my mind, but hey, whatever. And then we had Mick Foley, Abyss, taking on Raven, and Dr. Stevie, what turned into a no-holds-barred match, which probably helped it. I still wasn't all that impressed with it. Was okay, but not spectacular. I'm sure some people probably thoroughly enjoyed it. Now, Kurt Angle versus Desmond Wolfe in whatever, the 3 stages of hell, or 3 stages of pain, or whatever it was. My only real gripe about this is they start out the match and you can't use the cage or it's a disqualification. To me, that was kind of moronic. Why not just say it's a cage match where you have to make a guy submit? I don't think that's too hard to do. But this is the same company that we have an all cage pay-per-view, and we have very select spots using the cage on the pay-per-view. So this doesn't surprise me a lot. But very good match, great match. It was very nice to see. Then we had AJ Styles versus Christopher Daniels, another great match. I think pretty much what everyone expected out of these guys. I didn't like it as much as some people did, but hey. Still, overall, I thought it was a great pay-per-view. This is unfortunately, it seemed like a throwaway pay-per-view and a pay-per-view no one really cared about because, of course, this leads up to, The 4th, which will be a big, huge night of wrestling. TNA going directly against WWE. Chase Sidu came on soon after this was announced and brought up the point that it was a possibility that The Rock could be the guy that would be guest hosting Raw. Was not the case. Vince McMahon had something much, much, much bigger, I would say. And basically, I kind of feel sorry for TNA because, as most everybody knows now, it'll be Bret Hart on Raw, guest hosting Raw that Monday. That just seems weird. I mean, really, is anyone even going to stay, the 8 o'clock here, 9 o'clock on the East Coast hour? That's the start of the second hour of the TNA 3-hour show. Is anyone even going to watch? And what we'll get on to that. But this just is pretty amazing to me that this is, wow. We're going to see Bret Hart on Raw, which means we'll see Bret Hart with, probably some DX segments. Bret Hart probably with Vince. Some other things as well. Will probably people, anyone that was going to tune in anyways just to see Hulk Hogan will probably flip over to Raw just to see Bret Hart and go, what the hell is going on? So, if it was me, if I was TNA, what I would do is probably about 8:00 or 8:50, let's about 8:55, 8:56, 8:57, sometime in there. I would have RVD make his debut and hope that, enough people want to see RVD that you are able to, that it gets people to watch. And I would probably show as much young talent in that first hour as humanly possible and try to hype up something truly grand to get people to stay to watch the next 2 hours, because I will be honest, I don't think it looks good for TNA. I had some hope, but as it keeps getting closer and people keep dissecting the numbers more and more, it doesn't look promising, and that's unfortunate. I also think it's somewhat of a dumb move that TNA is airing the live Impact and then going to do that live Impact again the next Thursday. I don't know why they're just not taping another Impact and putting it on Thursday and try to have, if they have any type of momentum coming off that show, and try to get people to watch the next Impact. Instead, you're just going to re-show them. I mean, it seems very strange to me, on the very, very least. And then we have, for those of you probably that already know as well, the Young Bucks, who I believe I said after the first Dragon Gate pay-per-view, maybe I've said it before then as well, TNA should sign these guys. They have signed them apparently. Good for them. It'll be interesting to see where they fall in the mix because, I could see them being pushed very much like, even though different characters, they're in the context of face versus heel and that sort of thing. They're very much like Chris Sabin and Alex Shelley, Motor City Machine Guns. So it'll be interesting to see how they're used. If they're just used as, just a filler team. I hope that's not the case. They got this contract apparently because of a match they had with the Motor City Machine Guns. I will say this, I do hope that we see, maybe, and I hate this, well, I shouldn't say I hope, but I would expect if we might see some guys cut from TNA because I really don't know. If you bring in the Young Bucks, there's at least a few people that do you really need to keep around unless you're just keeping around for depth, I guess. But it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see how the Young Bucks do on a bigger stage. Hopefully they do well. It'll be interesting to see what type of gimmick they give them. If it was me, I would just, if they want to be the Hardy Boys 2.0, let them be the Hardy Boys 2.0. Literally, let it do it. The fans want to see the Hardy Boys, so if you have a knockout of the Hardy Boys, see if that works. If it doesn't, then you can give them another gimmick. And there's ways to do that. There's ways to give guys other gimmicks after they've already debuted, particularly when they're being quote unquote rip-offs of another team. So I think that's possible. So there is all that. And last but not least, I would like to drink a beer. Yes, this is to my celebration, to my apparently winning from Spinnernet, the Asshole of the Year, which I take with great pride because former winners of this award from such glorious YouTubers as, you know, the once and mighty Wrestle Guru, would have been Merle Virus. So if I'm in Jared's category, I say thank you. And I promise after winning this award, I will still not ban people for no apparent reason. I will still not block people. I will still not make smarky comments about people and then block them. I will not have people do my dirty work for me, and I will not talk behind people's back only to, or I shouldn't say talk behind people's back, but literally what I said before. Just have other people do my dirty work for me instead of just saying what I think just out front and let people know of my opinion, and that's what I do. So, if that makes me the asshole of the year, so be it. And with that, I'm out. Later.